crazy mother.
What it do, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries out there. I am your host, Sherrod Corner. You are now rocking with the mobile version of the Soul Vision Powercast. You know that place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from pulling to politics. We'll even talk about the things you might have heard or even saw. Today we're going to talk about why is the black women's so mad about what Tabitha Brown said. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all mad? She very simply and eloquently said, if you are an entrepreneur out here. No, she didn't say that. She said if you're a struggling entrepreneur, if you're struggling as an entrepreneur, grab yourself a job, because the job is going to help you sustain while your business is still growing. She didn't say stop your ideal of becoming an entrepreneur. She didn't say none of that. And she wasn't specifically just talking to black women. She was talking to anybody that's an entrepreneur. She was talking to everybody. She was talking to y'all. She was talking to me. She was talking to anybody that's saying, I want to get rid of this 9-to-5 life and do it on my own. Trust me, as somebody that had a nice little t-shirt business going during COVID, and that shit knocked me out. It did. You know, a lot of my little business ventures, my photography, video, a lot of that, hey man, I had to get a job. Now, have I given up my dream to become an entrepreneur? Sure, no, of course not. Hey, I'm right back at it again, but at least the job that I have pays the bills. I had skills enough to get a job that pays the bills. I went back to school, earned me a little certificate, whoop, 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 and got a job. Boom. That don't mean I gave up on becoming an entrepreneur. That don't mean I gave up the idea of getting rid of this job right here. When everybody wants to be able to work for themselves, make their own hours, because we feel like we can do it better than the people that we're working for. Who wants to keep getting micromanaged and tracked and all that other stuff, right? So, black women are mad because she said that. Now it's like, nobody can say nothing to y'all. She spoke the absolute truth. She wasn't speaking specifically and only to black women specifically, Robin. She was speaking to anybody that had that entrepreneurial spirit. That's it. She wasn't talking. She didn't say quit. She said, hey, you might want to get a job so you can sustain your life, so you can pay your bills, so you don't have to worry about, because, in order to make money, you got to spend money. But you got to make some to be able to spend it, so you can make money on your own. So sometimes that you're going to need that job to put some money in your pocket, pay those bills, buy the equipment, buy the products that you need to sell, the goods. You gotta put money into it to make money. And if you're not making any money, or if you if you're borrowing money, constantly borrowing money, or taking out loans, that's gonna kill you in the long run. Everything that you make is gonna going back to pay those loans off. Tabitha didn't say anything out the way to black women, especially to black women. She didn't say anything out the way. All she said was, hey, beloved, do this, do it this way. And then some women got on there talking about, hey, weren't you driving an Uber once? Well, you might be considered an entrepreneur, because you're driving, you make your own hours and this and that and the other, but she still worked for Uber. She went and got a job. That's all. She went through her struggle. She understands. She's a very successful black woman with a beautiful family, the whole 9 yards, from what we can see. So why be mad? Why y'all mad at Tabitha? What'd she do? Oh, my bad. She told the truth. She didn't just glaze everything over with just, she didn't tell y'all to She told y'all, y'all like the beautiful lies. Y'all like the feel-good stories. Y'all don't want those, become better stories. The ones you telling to become a better person, better business owner. You want the end result of being that boss. Y'all don't want to hear nothing. That's the very argument that black men been saying. Can't tell y'all nothing. Even if it's the truth, you guys don't want to hear it. Even if it's the truth. And that's the craziest thing to me. And I'm not saying that, y'all should, I'm definitely not saying give up on your dreams. No, go for that shit. But you gotta put some money in your pocket. You gotta put some money in your pocket. In order for you to live that life that you want to live as an entrepreneur, you need to have some income coming in. So stop being mad at Tabitha. She's telling y'all the truth. And to my fellas out there, brother, hey, listen, she spit some game on that. Find that clip and listen to it. If I can find it, I'll put it on. But other than that, look for Tabitha Brown and talking about the entrepreneur and getting a job, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's 2025. We're gonna rise and fly. We're seeking improvement and not approval.